You're nothing but deadweight, Mitchell. Captain Marcus Thompson's voice thundered across Fort Thunder's tactical hall, making 200 elite soldiers fall silent. Sarah Mitchell, a small administrative clerk in an oversized gray uniform, stood frozen in the center of the room. Her trembling hands clutched a file close to her chest as laughter rippled through the ranks. Thompson towered over her, his combat boots heavy on the polished floor. This is Alpha Team territory, the most lethal soldiers on the planet. And you're a liability. He kicked the folder from her hands, scattering papers across the floor. You couldn't survive 5 seconds in real combat. As Sarah bent down to collect the papers, her trembling suddenly stopped. Her movements became precise, too precise for a simple clerk. For a second, her fingers brushed the collar of her shirt, hiding something beneath it, something metallic. The soldiers mocked her, throwing insults and crumpled paper. Lieutenant Brooks, thin and sharp-faced, filmed the humiliation on his phone. Sergeant Williams, massive and muscular, hurled a paper ball at her head. The laughter was loud, cruel, and unrelenting. "I'm just doing my assigned duties," she whispered. "Your duty," Thompson sneered, stepping closer, "is to stay out of the way." When he shoved her toward the wall, expecting her to fall, Sarah didn't. Her body moved with a push balanced, controlled, like a fighter absorbing momentum. No one noticed the shift in her stance. Brooks grinned. "Let's have some fun. Mitchell, show us your deadly paperwork skills." The circle closed around her. "Please, Captain," she murmured. "I'll file for transfer." Too late. Thompson signaled to Brooks, who accidentally spilled hot coffee over her freshly gathered reports. The liquid splashed, ruining hours of work. As she cleaned the mess, her movements grew sharp, almost surgical. When Williams mocked her again, asking about the range of an M4 rifle, she replied calmly, 500 meters for point targets, 600 for area. Barrel length and ammo type affect the range. The room fell silent. That wasn't book knowledge. That was experience. Thompson's face darkened. "Let's see what you're really made of." He dragged her into the training arena. The soldiers followed, eager for a show. He threw an M4 rifle at her. She caught it one-handed, smooth, effortless. "Take it apart," he ordered. In 23 seconds, she had disassembled the rifle into perfectly aligned parts. The room went dead quiet. "Beginner's luck," Thompson snapped. "Do it blindfolded." Blindfolded, she reassembled it in 25 seconds flat. When she removed the cloth, her eyes met his the first time, steady, unafraid, calculating. "You want a real test?" he growled. "Face my men." 4 Alpha Team's best surrounded her. Williams attacked first. Sarah slipped aside, letting him crash into another soldier. Brooks swung wildly. She ducked. Another punch missed. Another man fell. Within seconds, all 4 were down, disoriented, while Sarah hadn't thrown a single strike. Thompson's pride snapped. He charged her, grabbing her shirt, and ripped it open. The fabric tore away, and gasps echoed through the warehouse. Etched across her back was a massive dragon tattoo. Black ink coiled around a silver sword, 7 stars gleaming across her spine. Beneath it read, "Dragon Unit Instructor 0001, Guardian of the 7 Stars." The warehouse froze. The Dragon Unit was a myth, elite instructors who trained every special operations force. All thought to be dead. "You're the Dragon," Thompson stammered. Sarah turned, eyes cold. "The one you quoted every day, without realizing who wrote your manual." Colonel Harrison, the base commander, dropped to one knee. "Major Mitchell, Dragon 7. We thought you died in Syria." "I did," she said quietly. "The world buried me with my unit." Her voice carried like thunder. "You call me weak. But in Eastern philosophy, a dragon at rest looks like a worm. You mock the worm." Her gaze burned into Thompson. "But you woke the dragon." The soldiers, once mocking, now stood in awe. Sarah revealed files from her smartwatch, proof of Thompson's weapon smuggling. 3 years you've sold stolen arms, the same weapons that killed my unit. Military police stormed in, arresting Thompson and his conspirators. He turned to her in disbelief. 45 seconds. You said that's all Alpha Team needs to neutralize any threat. Sarah checked her watch. From when you attacked to when you were on your knees, 12 seconds. Your team? 30. You were right about one thing. Captain, 45 seconds is all it takes to destroy someone's world. You just never thought it would be yours. Colonel Harrison saluted her. Dragon 7, the legend returns. Sarah looked at the stunned faces around her. Remember this, she said softly. The people you dismiss as weak might be the ones carrying the heaviest secrets. Respect costs nothing, but losing it can cost you everything. As she walked away, every soldier stood at attention. The dragon had risen, and her legend had just begun. 6 months after Fort Thunder, the legend of Dragon 7 spread through every base like wildfire. But while the world believed Major Sarah Mitchell had disappeared, she had already been reborn. This time as Janet Foster, a timid supply clerk reporting for duty at Fort Raven. She arrived before dawn, rain dripping from her worn coat, her fake glasses fogging as she showed her papers to the guard. Nothing about her stood out, exactly as planned. Inside the massive supply warehouse, Master Sergeant Daniels sneered down at her. You're late. You'll last 4 weeks if you're lucky. For the first 2 weeks, Janet Foster was a perfect target. She took every insult, every cruel joke, every sabotage task in silence. But at night, she became Dragon 7 again, scanning security logs, photographing forged shipping labels, tracing crates that shouldn't exist. What she uncovered chilled her. Military-grade weapons being sold to cartels, shipments scheduled under false manifests, and Daniels himself in contact with Viktor Klov, a former Russian Spetsnaz operative turned arms trafficker. When Daniels accused her of losing illegal ammunition and slammed her into a crate, Sarah resisted the urge to strike back. She played weak, quietly palming a shipping manifest that connected the base to Klov's network. That night, she uploaded the evidence to her secure server. Fort Raven wasn't just corrupt. It was preparing a false flag attack meant to ignite global conflict. A week later, Daniels gathered his men and confronted her. We know someone's been snooping, he said, knife glinting in his hand. And your heat signature matches our midnight visitor. He yanked her hair, pressing the blade to her throat. Before Sarah could act, the warehouse doors burst open. General Patricia Hayes stormed in with armed military police. Sergeant Daniels, stand down. Within minutes, the operation collapsed. Sarah stayed in character until Hayes approached and whispered, The dragon isn't the only one who can hide, Major. That single line told Sarah everything. Hayes had known her identity all along, using her as bait to catch the network. The revelation both stung and impressed her. She'd been outplayed by someone who understood the game. Weeks later, she resurfaced at Fort Storm under a new identity. Lisa Anderson, a confident analyst. This base wasn't smuggling weapons. It was selling classified technology. The commander, Colonel Morrison, ran the operation with surgical precision. Sarah endured weekly polygraph tests. Her training allowed her to lie without a flicker of reaction. Each test left her dizzy, but she pressed on. When a young soldier named Torres was killed after reporting discrepancies, Sarah knew the time for patience was over. She hacked into Morrison's files, uncovering proof that he was selling intelligence to foreign buyers, including information that had led to dozens of ambushes overseas. Morrison caught her in the act. Dragon 7, he said, locking the door behind him. I've been expecting you. He revealed a live feed, her apartment, occupied by 3 armed men. If you're Dragon 7, they'll take you alive for $50 million. If not, they'll kill you. Sarah didn't flinch. You think you're hunting one dragon, she said softly. But what if all 7 survive Syria? She sent a coded message. Morrison's devices erupted with the same text from multiple locations. The dragons have risen. Gunfire shattered the window as Klov's mercenaries stormed the building. Sarah fought like lightning, disarming one, shooting another, choking a third unconscious. Bleeding but alive, she dragged Morrison to safety. You're testifying, she ordered. Every name, every crime. By dawn, Fort Storm was under control. Klov's empire was burning, and his captured testimony led to mass arrests officers, contractors, even Pentagon officials. The network collapsed. Months later, Sarah stood before a Pentagon tribunal. "You've saved countless lives," said the chairman, "but you don't exist. Do we resurrect you, or let the dragon stay dead?" Sarah didn't hesitate. Let her stay dead. She walked out of the building, a ghost once more. That night, she visited 7 graves marked Dragon Unit Kia. As she whispered, "We got them all," 6 shadows emerged from the darkness, her unit alive. Dragon 2 smiled. "We needed you to believe we died. You were the light. We were the shadows." Sarah's breath caught. "You used me." "We guided you," Dragon 3 said. "You were the visible spear." They revealed the truth. Each dragon had been working across continents, dismantling corruption under new identities. Sarah hadn't been alone. She'd been the symbol that drew attention while the others struck unseen. "There are 17 more networks," Dragon 2 said. "Billions in dirty money. Thousands of lives at stake." Sarah's eyes hardened. "When do we start?" Dragon 2 smiled faintly. "We already have." As dawn broke, the 7 dragons vanished into the mist, scattering across the world. Some became soldiers, others spies, one a humble janitor named Maria Santos at Fort Avalanche. Quiet, patient, invisible. Each carried the same purpose: to strike from the shadows, to turn weakness into strength, to remind the powerful that justice always has claws. Somewhere, beneath another name and another face, the dragon waited, coiled, silent, watching. And when corruption rose again, the world would tremble once more.